Hello, Sister Goons. My name is Alex, and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. In the last video, we managed to get the entrance of Rock Tunnel, and now we are actually going into it. Now, this is one of the larger dungeons of the game. Well, at least in the older ones, and I did want to show off this thing, Golbat. And in my experience, this is the most frustrating Pokemon to catch because, oh boy, not only does this thing like to move around, but I swear, even if I use a berry with like an Ultra Ball or something, it's not gonna stick. You know, it's just gonna keep bursting out. It's eventually gonna run away, and I waste a bunch of balls and berries just trying. But this is also where we'll get the final member for the team. Yeah, we already got the team maxed out already, and it is a Rhyhorn. Now, this was not the first Rhyhorn that I encountered, because it didn't have the a good nature for what I wanted, and it also gave me a bit of a problem with the Premier Ball because I like to give my Pokemon personality with different Pokeballs, you know. Anyway, now. Dark Tunnel is probably the longest segment if you don't use, if you don't use, Flash, which is what Regina did at the start of the dungeon, right? Also, what I just used was a special berry that can not only heal confusion, but it can also slow down the ring shrinking when you're trying to catch a Pokemon. I was learning a few things as I went and played the game, but it still doesn't exactly make it like the best game. So I was thinking about starting over to get another one, but I did not want to go through all this again. So this particular Rhyhorn is what I got, but I also decided to move Rock Throw up front because I'm probably going to be using that most of the time anyway. Sorry. I had dinner right before I started to do this voiceover. Now, in terms of a name, I didn't exactly have one in mind for a female, but in the end, I decided to go with Tina, Tina. As soon as my pastel decides to, actually start doing it. But, at first I was thinking like, oh, it's supposed to be like Tiny Tina from Borderlands, but I'm like, that doesn't really work. Or it could just be like a juxtaposition, where like, or no, not a juxtaposition, an ironic name. Sorry about that. Well, I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, so this dude is a Pokemaniac. Although he does have a mon that we've seen earlier, so I decided to cut it out. And trying to catch Tina aside. This is probably one of the harder dungeons if you don't have the Flash TM, which in the older games was very easy to miss, right? Because we were basically sent on a bit of a scripted event. Well, I mean, it wasn't completely scripted, but right, Kangaskhan, one of the rarest Pokemon ever. Actually, I think. At least I think it's pretty rare in the games that you can find it in. Like I haven't had a lot of luck with this one, but you know. Anyway, so it's a pure normal. It's actually a very interesting Pokemon because it's like it is all female, and you technically catch her and the baby that's in the pouch, which, you know, is actually, you know, like I wouldn't mind using one actually. I just need to, you know, actually try to sit down and actually find one, but you know. Oh, and also we are introduced to one of my favorite Pokemon of all time in this dungeon, Cubone. Now, I do have my reasons for why Cubone is my favorite, but I think I'll save that for when we actually get through the Pokemon Tower in the next town. But you know, anyway. So while we're still, actually, back to what I was going to talk about earlier. With Flash, we were practically sent there. Well, it wasn't exactly a railroaded thing. Like, we did have the option to go to the right of a Diglett Cave and go back to the Pokemon Center, to the Pokemon Mart, yada yada. But we were practically told to go through there, so that way we could continue trying to get the things that we needed for our adventure. And you don't. I'm not sure if there's anything in the older games that tell you about this, but I'm pretty sure there's no mention that you need to go back through. To go through the cave, you know, aside from just getting a Diglett in case things go foobar with Surge, you know. At least I think. Do not quote me on that, okay? It has been a long time since I've played any of the other Kanto games. This is just the most recent one that I've played. So feel free to correct me in the comments below. Now, speaking of which, on the day of this recording, which is the 21st, I woke up to a comment on, I think it was, it was my. No, sorry, let me start over. So, the part 8. Yeah, it was 8. It was 8. Part 8, which is where it talked about the SSN and the dead Raticate theory. I woke up to a comment on that video saying that it's basically just a bunch of malarkey. Fans were reading a bit too deep into things. It's been disproven, you know, which you know, is neat. I didn't really think to look in the code because I'm not, you know, I'm not a 300 IQ guy, you know. I'm just like maybe like a average intelligence. I don't know. But they also said that but they also gave a reason for why the SSN was here. Basically, it's a cruise ship for very well renowned trainers. And Bill was actually one of them, but he kind of refused because he was like, "Yeah, no. What I do for everybody, not just the rich and powerful." so like when you and your rival came along to help him out, Bill was like, here, take these. You be getting them off my hands. And I mean, like, I never really knew that, okay? Because, like, I don't think they outright tell you a lot of stuff, which is good. You know, we're not exactly a bunch of, like, you can't just assume that everybody who has played your games knows every single, well, like, isn't really paying attention that very often, but, you know, I don't know. I thought that it was kind of. I really do appreciate the clarification. I really think that's a kind of a cool detail, but you know, like, I mean, and also it was, well, actually, I should probably mention this. So this is an ace trainer. I think they are below coach trainers in terms of difficulty, but they do give you a nice prize for when you beat them. Also, we are introduced to, I believe this is a version exclusive for this game, Vulpix, and honestly, I would love to use one. Like, I would love to use the Ninetales line actually, but like I said, version exclusive. I can't exactly get it in this region, well, this version at least. I don't think, but yeah. Basically, it's like a special, well, more defensive version of Arcanine, but now we got Kadabra, who this guy is pretty damn busted. Well, scratch that. He's pretty powerful in a Gen 1, which was Red and Blue, but only because the Psychic type was, well, pretty cracked. It had a weakness to Bug, but the Bug types were not very good, and there wasn't that many Bug-type moves that could actually do damage. For example, Beedrill, who is one of the 2 early bugs that you can get, learned the move Twin Needle, which is a really powerful Bug-type move, but it's but it's a lot slower and is a glass cannon. So, good freaking luck trying to use that. Dark types did not exist around the time of Gen 1, and the only other type that was halfway decent was actually glitched or bugged, whichever one it was. Ghosts, which we will see soon. Well, I say soon, I should say soon enough, you know? But anyway, so back in the old days, Psychic was pretty damn busted. But thankfully, that mistake has not been made again, and the Psychic types are a little bit more balanced. It's just that they still feel a little overpowered because there's no Dark-type Pokemon in these games, although there's plenty of Dark-type moves. We just don't have any Pokemon that can properly take advantage of it. Anyway, now I also kept this fight in because we're seeing Flareon. Probably the worst out of the original 3 evolutions. Or, actually, is it still the worst one, just in general, or has it gone a little bit better as time went on? I don't really know, but anyway. So yeah, Eevee can evolve into basically some kind of niche that your team needs, like Jolteon, Vaporeon or Flareon if you're that desperate. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. Now, unfortunately, if you're playing the Eevee version of this game, your partner Eevee cannot evolve, which, I mean, kind of makes sense. You are basically given a stronger than average Eevee, and they have a wide variety of moves, so I don't see the reason why you would want to evolve it. So, but it also kind of pains me because we could not use Umbreon in this. Well, we couldn't use Umbreon or any of the other friendship evolutions that were introduced in Gen 2. Basically, you needed to have... basically, a friendship was a Pokemon's attraction towards you, like if it really, really trusted you or something like that. And for me, it's a bit of a double-edged sword. Like, some of the games, there are ways to cheese getting your friendship very high, which is nice. But unfortunately, some of the games don't, which, this one doesn't even use, because it's only the first 151, right? Now, as I was trying to say earlier about the Ace Trainers, when you beat them, they will give you Ultra Balls, which are black and yellow balls that are twice as strong as a regular Pokeball. After after the fourth gym you defeat, you will be granted access to these balls in the shop, and that's at any shop, I believe. But we're not gonna do that for a little while. Plus, the only reason that I would use those now is to level up the team, which, I really wish I could just battle these Pokemon so that way I could get more consistent experience. But I mean, hey, what are you gonna do? I didn't make the damn game. Oh, and actually, we are almost out of the tunnel. Yeah, if you didn't have a Flash with you, this thing would be a lot longer. And also, I cut out a lot of the battles because I didn't want this part to drag on any longer than it needed to. So yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh, right. Flash. I mean. Okay, so Flash is one of those HMs where it's specifically made for when you want to, basically where you want an easier time to go through a very dark tunnel, which thankfully in Kanto, Rock Tunnel is the only place that you need to do that. Unlike, say, Johto, where you have the Dark Cave, Whirl Island, and you also got Cerulean Cave, I believe, but that's a post-game area. But Flash is not that very good of a move, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, it does lower your opponent's accuracy, but I mean, these are games made for kids. What I always do is that I just go for good hitting moves and good natures and stuff like that, and just a sort of grind and hope that the EVs that I get from wild encounters are enough. But this is one of the moves that I'm actually glad that time has started to fade out and just made it like an optional move, or just do what Gen 7 did and just give you specific Pokemon or tools that can actually do this shit for you. So anyway, but I believe that's gonna do it for me today. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like, comment down below, and if you're new around here, please subscribe to the channel. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and I am pretty confident that we can hit it. I'm just not sure when. Until next time, Social Goons, remember, reach for the stars.